You're not supposed to get back because you've outgrown her. It feels like you're wasting your life. I kept trying to get my shit together, but it just wasn't happening. I was trying to force the spark back, and it just wasn't coming. Hey, it's Tony here. Welcome back to my subscribers, and also if you're new here, welcome. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We talk a lot about spirituality, raw living, food, simplicity, and my life as well in Thailand, and things I've gone through that will potentially help you navigate through some difficult times. I feel like we all, and we're not immune to these difficult times, and we go through them. And I wish I had known what I know now. If you're going through a difficult time of feeling confused and lost, like you've lost your identity, nothing makes sense anymore, you might feel like this is going on way longer than you expected and wanted to, and it's like you can't shift out of this heavy feelings, density, this struggle. And you feel like it's not just going on for days, weeks, months, it's going on for years. Even if it's like this, like a low grade feeling of just confused and lost. Nothing inspires you anymore. It may pick up for a little bit and then you lose yourself again, or it just doesn't feel like anything is worth moving through. It might even be like business. You might be just deflated from business or friendships or relationship. You might even be going through a breakup, or you might be seeing patterns that you know that keep on like repeating themselves. I know how confusing this can be and how lonely it can be and feel, especially when you don't even recognize yourself anymore. For so long, I didn't recognize myself. I felt so disconnected. There were fleeting moments that showed me, no, I'm on the right path. I'm trusting, I'm surrendering. And it's even been recent with that I went through it. I seem to move through it so much quicker than I used to. For years I used to go through it, and I did go through some dark periods last year and even sprinkled in it this year as well. There's been times I just wasn't driven. I wasn't inspired. I didn't want to build anything. Or I was just tired of trying to keep picking myself back up all the time. You know, everyone says, dust yourself off, put the big girl panties on, get back up, pick yourself back up. But it felt so heavy. It felt such a struggle. And honestly, sometimes you might feel like there's something wrong with you. But when you live in a society when it's constantly about motivation, get motivated, stay consistent, which is one of my big things, is consistency. Grow your business, chase your dreams. And when you don't want to do any of that, it feels like you're wasting your life. I kept trying to get my shit together, but it just wasn't happening. I was trying to force the spark back, and it just wasn't coming. And it wasn't just a bad moment, a bad week, a bad month. It was a bad few years. It was just going on forever. But looking back now, from the other side, I can see it was one of the most important seasons of my life. You might not feel it at the time. It was a void. Potentially a cocoon I didn't ask for. A sacred, confusing in-between where my old self was dissolving and my new self hasn't quite arrived yet. And I feel these moments of that now, where I feel there's some shifts happening or some changes, and I just don't know what to do with it just yet. But one thing I really want to highlight, and that no one ever told me, and I wish they had, you're not supposed to get back because you've outgrown her to your old self. That version of you was built for a chapter that's closed. And the reason everything feels dull, uninspiring, and heavy is because life is asking you to let go of who you thought you were supposed to be, to create space for something new you haven't even imagined yet. The breakthrough didn't come from chasing my spark. It came from when I gave up trying to fix myself, when I stopped measuring my worth by my productivity, when I let myself rest, when I honoured the fact that for a while I didn't want to do much. I just did the bare minimum. I just did what I needed to do either in work. Even sometimes that wasn't happening. And slowly, without me forcing it, the new clarity came. Not all at once, not with fireworks. You know, some people say, oh, they had this big shift, this big transformation. But ideas came without the pressure. A new version of me began to shape. One that I didn't recognize because I'd never been that person before. So if you're in that space now, please hear this. You are not lost. You're between stories and you're allowed to be here for as long as it takes. You know, the butterfly, before she emerges, she emerges, doesn't resist, it doesn't fight, it allows the cocoon phase. We are constantly in this rebirthing transformation. It doesn't need to be this grandiose. Trust that it will not last forever, because that's what it feels like, I know. And when it shifts, you'll know, and it'll be worth it. It'll be worth every quiet, lonely, in-between moment you sat with. Just take a breath, just be here, be now, and just allow what comes up, come up. No forcing, no pressure. And I would say the biggest thing that shifted for me was not only surrendering and allowing me just to be, but lighter foods. Looking at food for nourishment rather than the pleasure or to numb, to sedate. I did notice the big shifts happen when I was doing cleanses. When I went into detoxification, it felt my body just needed to stop the resistance, and cleanses forced me to rest, to be still. And sometimes it didn't. I found I had loads of energy, and then all of a sudden I got this spurt of inspiration. But it was a process. It wasn't linear. It wasn't just a straight road. So if you want to delve deeper into this work, if you want to do a cleanse with me, with support, with guidance from someone that has done many deep cleanses, 40 days. I've done 3 40-day juice cleanses and a 30-day juice cleanse. I've done multiple fruit-only cleanses, 21 days, I think even 30 days. I've done many mono fruits cleanses. If you want support, I do offer one-on-one coaching. Check that out in the description box below, and also my ebooks as well. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to comment down below. Support the channel by liking, sharing with a friend, and comment down below to continue this conversation. So if you like, thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, also turn on the bell notification to be notified when the next videos are. Be, feel, and stay Rawlicious.